Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my regimen, and the reason I'm making this video, even though I've talked about my regimen probably a million times, is because I think it would be nice to have somewhere clear and obvious to point people when they ask about an overview of my whole regimen rather than the fact that it's kind of uploaded in pieces. So in the future I'll probably make something where it's a practical looking at what exactly I do, but today I'm just going to sit and basically talk to you about my regimen, what I do, how it works, so on and so forth. And I hope you like my hairstyle I'm wearing. This is one of my my extra large scrunchies. I'll link those in the bio as well. First thing I should probably mention is that I think when people ask about my regimen, they ask about it in the context of tell me how you got your hair to this length, basically. So one thing that I should say is that this is not the regimen that I've had for my whole hair journey. If you're interested in that, I made a video called My Hair Journey Part 2, and I will link it somewhere above here, and I'll also link it in the description below if you want to watch it afterwards. And that shows basically all the different regimens that I've used to grow my hair at this point. This regimen is the one that I've had for the past 3 years, I would say, something like that. So wash day. I wash my hair every 1 to 2.5 weeks. It's supposed to be every week, but life gets in the way. So I'd say average 1 to 2.5. My hair loves it when I wash it every week though. It's just me that I don't feel like I always have the time for it. So when I wash on wash day, I will shampoo my hair first in 4 sections. I'll twist them up first and most of the time let them loose while I'm washing them. And I'll try and basically concentrate the shampoo of my scalp, and then I'll just wash it through a little bit. I do have a visual of my wash day that I uploaded just a couple of months ago, which is pretty accurate. So that will also be linked below this video as well. Then after I finish shampooing, I will then apply my deep conditioner and I will detangle while I'm doing so. So for the deep conditioner I'm using, I have a few staples and I will do a video on which staples those are and why I've chosen them. But for the most part, anything that says moisturizing that isn't too thick, because I still need it to have slip so I can detangle my hair, is usually fine, as long as it does what it says on the tin. Then after I finish tangling my hair with deep conditioner, I'll put it in twists as I'm doing so. So maybe like anywhere from 4 to 8 twists, depending on how big the sections I'm working with are. And then I'll pin that hair up, put on a plastic bag, and I'll put on my hot head. So you might have seen it in a few of my other videos, but it's just my heating cap. I honestly preferred it when I had my dryer attachment because that was a lot hotter for longer, but at the same time I know that the dryer attachment eventually melted my hairdryer, so it's probably not the best thing to have a long term. But in the future I hope to get one of those, you know, one of those like really pretty salon stand-in dryers. Yeah, I hope to get one of those. So I'll let you know when I finally do. Maybe when we move into our new home, but yeah, I'll have a look at that. So I will leave the hot head on for about an hour, maybe 2. If I'm going out that day, because sometimes I do like to go out even when on wash day. So what I'll just do is put the plastic bag, and because it's winter and it's England and it's always cold, basically apart from 2 weeks in summer where I live, I'll just put a winter hat on and it looks like part of my outfit, and I'll just go out like that. And whenever I come back, I'll just wash out the deep conditioner. So once the deep conditioner is washed out, I'll move on to the styling portion. So I usually use some kind of leave-in, and then I use my hair butter. So the leave-ins that I use are usually liquid. I don't have too many staples for these because I found that as long as it doesn't have too much honey, as a humectant. I know in my wash day video people said, oh, but the one you said don't use humectants, but the one that you're using has got honey in it. I know, but there's a difference between when the main ingredient is honey and when honey is just in as an ingredient, if that makes sense. So as long as honey isn't a main ingredient, then I do get the results that I'm looking for. If it's one of the mains, I tend to end up with very frizzy hair that looks very cute. I must say it looks very cute, but it tangles a lot easier than when I have my uniform curls like the way I have now with my braid out, so I try to avoid them. So I'll take basically any moisturizing liquid leave-in that doesn't have honey, and also I avoid proteins as well. So if it does have a protein, I'd prefer it to be a lot further down in the ingredient list. Again, so if it's got coconut oil or something like that, I like it to be at least halfway down, otherwise my hair starts to kind of get brittle and just not really like it. It's okay maybe the first time or the second time, but over time I can feel my hair kind of getting harder, if that makes sense. And then I always top with my hair butter. As you know, it's shea butter based. So the whole point of my routine really when I'm moisturizing and sealing is just that, to moisturize with water, moisturize again with the leave-in, and then to seal everything in with the butter. So it doesn't have to be this butter. It can be a homemade butter. It can be anything that's probably based in mango butter, shea butter, maybe cocoa butter, things like that. Anything that's based in that should be fine, depending on what your hair thinks of the ingredients. This is just what I've been using for the last 4 years, I think. And it works for me, and I know it works for a lot of you loves. If you are interested in purchasing a hair butter, I have just done a partial restock. Thank you so much for all your support, by the way. I have been blown away by just how many people have ordered since I've reopened the store like a couple of weeks ago now. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy. I know a lot of you are repeat customers, so thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this new batch of butters as well. So after I apply the hair butter, then I will braid up my hair into anywhere between 4 to 10 sections. So that depends on what I want to do with my hair that week. So if I want to just have my hair in braids until they're dry and then take them out, then I don't mind doing like 4 to 6. But if I'm gonna wear those braids for like a week, then I'll probably do 10 to 12, just because it can still look like a hairstyle. So I'll insert some ways in which I actually use my braids as hairstyle and how I actually go outside. But that's what I do most of the time, because I work a 9 to 5. I work a 9 to 5 and I don't want to do my hair every morning. As long as as much as I love these hairstyles, I think it's mostly for the weekend for me. So during the week, I don't usually wear it out. And then I will put flexi rods on the ends always, because my hair in general is super, super tangly, but my ends are even more tangly than the rest of my hair. So when I used to braid my ends, or when I used to twist my ends, I found that it just didn't work for me properly. Like my hair would just be, every time I was taking out the braids, it would just be tangling at the ends and it was breaking, and I had to cut it off every time, and I didn't want to keep doing that. So when I found flexi rods, they really changed my life. Plus they give like, I don't know if you can see it, I hope you can. They give like this super cute like large curl at the end. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of frizzen already, but it gives like a really cute little round curl at the end of my hair, which I think is really cute as well, especially when I wear it out. So I will plait up my hair, wait till it's dry. So let's assume I've worn my hair in braids for a week. Then I will take it down. So when I'm taking it down, I just pop a little bit of hair butter, or I pop a little bit of olive oil on my fingers, sort of lubricate the end, and then I start taking the hair down. When I take it down, I try not to separate it too much, because you might find like your hair likes to clump, and I've found that my hair has thrived when I just let it clump the way it wants to. So not trying to like have everything be uniform, not trying to have everything be like super separated. But for example, here, you see like these bits, this is like a large clump of hair, right? Whereas these are a bit like more separated. So I'll just leave this as it is. I won't like separate or anything like that, because that just leads to frizz for me. Then at the end of the day, I will always plait my hair back up, so I will never fall asleep with it like this. I'll plait it up either in 1 braid or in 3 braids. When I'm doing out styles like this, that are like more puffy, more voluminous, 3 braids are better. So I'll do 2 in the front, 1 in the back, because I found that when I do it that way, I can have a bit more volume in my styles. But if I'm looking to do a style that's more flat, so if I want to wear my hair down with not a lot of volume, I'll just do 1 really large plait in the back. So it just depends on what I'm looking for and what my plans are for my hair that weekend or however long I'm wearing my hair out. And when I am styling my hair, I don't use any type of tools apart from, oh, this old brush is the only tool that I use just to like put down my edges, because I don't use gels or anything like that. I have a video called why I don't use gels, so you can see why in that video. But yeah, this is what I just use to brush down my edges, because my edges are everything is stretched. So because all my hair is stretched and I don't reapply any water in my night routine, my edges stay relatively just, they behave. They don't do anything. I don't even know what behave means, but I just brush them down, to be honest. Nothing special here. So I know it's not, the super laid look that people tend to look for, but I'm not really interested in that. I think it looks fine. I think it looks pretty the way it is. And so I don't feel the need to use gel. When I braid down my hair at night, I should probably mention, I don't add any water to my hair. So that is a huge part of my regimen, the fact that I don't moisturize every day at all. So what I will do is I will braid the whole section. And then when it just gets to the bottom, so I'm saying like this far to the bottom, because I do have obviously the ends are very old, the oldest part of the hair, those are the only bits that I will re-moisturize. So I'll just spray with a little bit of water, pat it down like this, like make sure the hair's absorbing the water. And then again, I will just apply some hair butter, and then I will put it in a flexi rod again. So I'll be there with like three flexi rod pigtails, basically. Like, I hope this makes sense. So that is all I will do. And then I will put a satin scarf on it. I'm actually going to buy some more scarves today because mine are so ratty and old. So I put a scarf over it, and I sleep on a satin pillowcase, and Bob's your uncle. In the morning when I'm taking it down, I'll just take off the flexi rod, again add some olive oil or add some hair butter to the end, and then I will just unravel it, separate it like I told you I would, and then I'll just style it for whatever style I'm using. But that is my very, very simple regimen. There is really nothing to write home about. Wash day is probably about altogether 2 hours at the longest. Plaiting my hair up after is about 45 minutes. Taking it down in the mornings, 5-10 minute tops. And then styling again, 5-10 minutes. Like, this took me like 2.5 minutes. And I hope you like my hairstyle. This is one of my my extra large scrunchies. I'll link those in the bio as well. But yeah, so that's it. So hopefully this makes sense. For a visual representation again of how I do these things, I've got 2 different videos. One is called my wash day routine, and one is called how I stretch my hair over time or something like that. So I'll link those both below, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about with the braids, with the wash day. I film myself shampooing, deep conditioning, finger detangling, everything. So yeah, have a look at those below. But if this is your first time watching this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions below, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.